In the filings from Black Hills to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the number of industrial customers has dropped from 90 in 2009 when the company took over to 56 in 2018. The company claims that some of this drop comes from their 2010 reclassification of customers into different rate classes. But I just wonder, do you know if there has been a substantial exodus of industrial customers from the Black Hills service territory? And do you think that this is directly attributable to the rates?
Dave, I don't know if it's been a reduction or if they're correct, it's because of a reclassifications, but it makes sense to me that there are fewer industrial customers because the rates are so high. And when I sat on the Economic Development Commission for the state, I tried to get businesses to go down to Pueblo. And a number of them said to me, why would we go down there? Because the electric rates are so high. We can go to Colorado Springs right across the border and it's cheaper.
On the ground with manufacturers, everybody's trying to reduce electrical usage because of the rates are so high. And some of the things that we've done that I imagine a lot of people have is we've, staggered the starts of our air conditioners so they don't start, no more than 30 minutes apart, because we get hit by demand charge, which is a spike in our electricity. That's actually 60% of our bill. So we staggered the starts of our air conditioners. We staggered the starts of our air compressors. We shifted our start time to 5 a.m. so we could not have to worry about the air conditioner until about noon, because we could cool off the plant, keep it cool until then. And then we automatically have all our air handlers turn on at 1 a.m. so we can recycle the air inside the plant so we can get that cool desert or air from outside the facility and replace it with the hot air inside the plant. We put some huge fans in the building, in the ceilings. We put portable swamp coolers. So we've done a lot of stuff to try to mitigate this price increase. And in the end, we ended up replacing our compressors. We actually turned the air conditioners off in the shop because of this and because it was tough to keep the doors shut. But by shifting the schedule to 5 a.m., we kind of helped fix that issue, getting out before the heat of the day. So a lot of manufacturers probably have the same story of what they've done to try to reduce the consumption of electricity.
Yeah, I think I could chime in there. I started with TR toppers in 2010, so just after really Black Hills came on the scene and started jacking rates up. And in that time, and like Sam said, we've done things like LED lighting throughout the facility, motion sensors for lighting. So we're not using electricity in areas where there are no people. But, we're also a business that has 40,000 square feet or so of freezer space. And so we've got a huge compressor load on that. And so in the time that I've been there, we've almost doubled in our square footage, but the electric rates are now 3 to 4 times the amount. So, you look at it and you think taking all those steps with lighting and everything else, and a lot of the space we've added hasn't added a lot of electrical load either. So it just kind of illustrates the point how what a burden it is on businesses that are already here in Pueblo. It's very significant.
Those demand charges have been a problem. And the way they trigger the demand charges and the fact that they stay in existence, it's almost like catch me. They catch you and then they hold on to you for 12 months. And one of the things the commission tried to do in that last phase 2 rate case was to modify some of those demand charges. But, whenever you deal with Black Hills, they would say to the commission, whatever you do to us must be revenue neutral. And I said to them, why? Where is it tattooed on somebody's wrist that they have to pay you all this money? But they go, well, we can't do this. We can't do demand side management. It has to be revenue neutral, meaning they get a guarantee is what they're asking for. I mean, it is offensive to me.
Were those changes in the demand charges effective for you? Did they make a difference in your bills when after the phase 2 rate case was passed in 2018?
Well, I can say that, like I said earlier, we went up 41%, and then they came across what if you said in 2018, and we probably had a 5% reduction. So we did have a reduction, but it wasn't substantial. So we're hoping for much more. And for all the manufacturers in the industry and hospitals, that demand charge is huge. And like I said, it's 60% of the bill. And at my work here, we had about 45 manufacturers, distributors, business owners for a couple meetings here before this COVID virus hit to talk about, the rates that we're paying here in Pueblo. And I can't speak for all of them, but I would say, I would guess that 95% are furious at the rates that they're paying and that are going to vote for 2A.
The demand charge for us has been, cut slightly, but it's still over 50% of the bill. And in the way we're set up, when we have dozens and dozens and dozens of compressors loads, it's pretty hard to stagger them. Plus freezers are made that, a lot of those run for 20 hours plus a day. So it's a little hard for us to be able to try to, change our system to affect the demand charges in a public way, in a good way. So